small lie, but then snowballed into, this is my life now? During my sophomore year of college, I accidentally bumped into a guy at a party who immediately hugged me and shouted, dude, it's been forever. I had absolutely no idea who he was, but with the music blaring and everyone watching, I just smiled and said, yeah man, too long. He introduced me to his friends as his buddy from summer camp and started reminiscing about adventures I'd never had. Apparently, we'd built an epic treehouse together when we were 12. Not wanting to embarrass him in front of his friends, I just nodded along and made vague comments like, those were the days. For the next few weeks, I'd see him around campus and we'd chat briefly. He'd always reference Camp Pinewood and our shared childhood. I kept thinking the right moment to come clean would present itself, but it never did. The longer it went on, the more impossible it felt to tell the truth. Things escalated when he invited me to his family's Thanksgiving dinner since I mentioned I couldn't afford to fly home. Mom and Dad would love to see you again, he said. They still talk about how you saved our dog from drowning in the lake. Apparently, I was not just a camp friend, but a family hero. I seriously considered making up an excuse, but I was genuinely broke, and the alternative was a sad microwave dinner in my dorm, so I went. His parents welcomed me with open arms, calling me by a nickname I had to pretend was familiar. His mom had even made my favorite dessert, a banana pudding I actually hate but ate 2 servings of. The real crisis came during dinner when his dad asked, so how's your mom doing after the surgery? I had no idea what surgery they were talking about, or if my actual mom had ever even met these people. I mumbled something about her recovery going well while sweating through my shirt. By spring semester, I was in too deep. I'd attended his birthday party, met his girlfriend, and even helped him move apartments. We'd somehow become actual friends, but our entire relationship was built on this elaborate fiction that I was someone else entirely. The breaking point came during finals week. We were studying in the library when he pulled out an old photo album. Look what I found at my parents' place, he said excitedly. All our old camp photos. My heart stopped. This was it, the moment of exposure. He flipped through pages of kids in canoes and around campfires, then frowned. That's weird, he said. I can't find you in any of these. I couldn't take it anymore. Listen, I said, my voice shaking. I need to tell you something. I'm not who you think I am. We never went to camp together. The night we met, I just played along because I didn't want to embarrass you. And then it got out of hand and he stared at me for what felt like eternity, then burst out laughing. Dude, I know. What? I nearly shouted, causing the librarian to glare at us. I realized it after Thanksgiving, he explained, still laughing. My parents told me they'd never met you before. I was going to say something, but then I thought it was too funny to see how long you'd keep it up. So, you've been pretending that I'm pretending to be someone I'm not? I asked, my mind spinning. Pretty much. Though to be fair, the real Jake from camp was kind of a jerk. You're much cooler. We both sat there, processing the absurdity of our fake friendship that had somehow become completely real. He's now my roommate.
I told my parents I won't change my name because of their regret. They named me Phoenix after their first daughter died in the hospital. She lived 3 hours and 47 minutes before her lungs gave out. I lived. That's what makes this so complicated. Growing up in the shadow of a dead sister is like learning to breathe underwater. Everything feels muffled and wrong. I found her tiny clothes still folded in my closet when I was 7, pressed between tissue paper like flower petals in a Bible, newborn-sized onesies with tags still attached. Mom would stand in my doorway some mornings, staring at old NICU photos with hollow eyes and whisper my name like a prayer to the wrong God. Phoenix this, Phoenix that. But it never felt like she was talking to me. It felt like she was talking through me to someone who wasn't there. Dad wasn't much better. He'd flinch every time he had to say my name, like the syllables physically hurt. His voice would crack on my birthday when he'd force himself to sing, and Mom would disappear into the bathroom afterward with red-rimmed eyes. I learned early that my existence was somehow both precious and painful to them. The silence in our house was deafening. We moved around each other like ghosts, careful not to disturb whatever delicate balance kept us functioning as a family. I started keeping my laughter quiet, my footsteps soft. Whenever I forgot and spoke too loudly, Mom would get that look on her face, like I'd broken something sacred. I discovered the truth buried in Mom's journal when I was 16. Phoenix was supposed to be our miracle baby, but she died, and we got stuck with her replacement instead. How do we love someone who exists because our real daughter doesn't? Some days I look at her and see Phoenix. Other days I see the stranger who took her place. Reading those words felt like swallowing glass. Everything suddenly made sense with brutal clarity. I was living proof that their perfect Phoenix was gone forever. A daily reminder that their real daughter had failed where I succeeded. I legally changed my name to Morgan the day I turned 18. No more carrying a dead girl's identity like an ill-fitting coat. The courthouse clerk smiled when she handed me the papers, congratulating me on my fresh start. Mom found the paperwork 2 weeks later and collapsed on the kitchen floor like I'd shot her. You're unaliving her again, she sobbed. You're murdering our Phoenix. Dad stood behind her with empty eyes that looked right through me. Phoenix was all we had left of her. When my college acceptance letter arrived, addressed to Morgan Williams, Dad's text was brutal. Change it back or you're on your own. Phoenix deserves better than being abandoned twice. I drove to their house that night. I found them in the backyard, feeding my childhood photos to a metal trash can filled with flames, baby pictures, school portraits, Christmas mornings, all turning to ash. If you won't be Phoenix, then you're nothing to us, Mom said without looking up. I was never your daughter, I said quietly, watching my face curl and blacken in the flames. I was her stand-in. Dad looked up from the fire, ash smeared across his cheeks like war paint. Phoenix would have been everything you're not. Grateful, loving, worth the prayers we wasted begging God to save her. Something cold and final settled in my chest. You want to know who Phoenix really was? She was the one who died because she was too weak to survive. I'm the one who fought to live every day for 18 years. Mom lunged at me then, screaming screaming words I couldn't understand. I caught her wrists, held her burning gaze, and felt the last threads connecting us snap. You spent 18 years mourning the wrong daughter. This morning, 3 weeks later, Dad texted me one final time. We found Phoenix's medical records. The machines were turned off because she was brain dead from birth complications. You were always the one who made it. I stared at those words for an hour in my dorm room surrounded by boxes labeled Morgan. Then I typed back, I'm still Morgan. I'm still the survivor. And I buried Phoenix the day I realized she was your favorite ghost. They haven't responded. I don't expect them to.